So today we are looking at the Linux Mint 22 beta. So this is a Mac desktop environment. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. And I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a VMware, which is a virtualization with 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and I have a 1240p of i5 processor. So let's wait until it load up the welcome screen or the desktop. Usually it should take like a 30 to 40 seconds. So it's in a beta version and the ISO file is a beta, so maybe it should be more or less. And if you have a low-end PC, you should be having like a duration of more or less than I do. I'm going to mention the duration, how much of duration it took until the desktop loads. So I'm going to say that. So it took almost 2 minutes to load up the desktop layout. Here is our Mac desktop environment. So it's still loading. So it took almost like a 2 minute or 2 minute 10 seconds. So it should be more or less in your PC, depend on your PC. So let's first change the display setting. Let's go to the application menu. Change the display settings. Mine is 1920 into 1080. So let's click apply. Keep this configuration. So let's open the system monitors to see how much of resource consumes in the beginning. So here is the system. It says Linux Mint 22 Wilma. This is the code name. So the Mac desktop environment you get is 1.26.2, and here are all the processes running in the beginning. I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner so you can see all the changes throughout the video. So you don't need to worry about that. So here is the CPU, and the memory is almost maybe not even 1 GB. It's pretty good. So here is the 8 GB and here is 1 GB. So I'm going to put it in the right side corner. So let's check the version we get here is 1.26.3. So let's put it here. And let's open the Firefox web browser and see all the new features and the changes in the Linux Mint 22 beta. So as you can see, CPU's having some high peaks because of the Firefox running in the background. And here we have with the 1.1 GB of RAM. So keep an eye on the CPU and RAM throughout the video, so you should be getting an exact information of whatever desktop environment you want to use of Linux Mint. I'm going to make another videos of Linux Mint 22. So this is a Mac desktop environment. I'm going to make a Cinnamon and Xfce. So it should be available today. So you don't need to worry about other desktop environments or to check other channels too. So I'm making 3 videos, so you don't need to worry about that. So here are the updates, and here is the version you get is 127.0.1, which is for Linux Mint. So let's close it. Let's type in about support. And hit enter. So here is some of the information. If you want, you can read it by pausing the video, or you can just change the playback speed so you can see all those things in a slow-mo. It's clearly up to you. So these are some of the information. So let's go to the official website. Let's type in a Linux Mint in the search bar. So you need just to type Linux Mint. So I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason it shows some random language. Let's go to the official website. So if you want like to go directly to their official website, you can just type in this URL. So here are all the older versions. So here is some of the information, and here is the release note. Or you can go with the like a download section or other links here, like a blog and website. You can go directly there. Let me show you. As you can see, they gave the blog symbol here. So in order to go to the release notes, you can just go with the projects, not in the projects. Links. Here is a blog. Here is the release notes of a Linux Mint 22 beta Wilma, or you can just click it right here. It's clearly up to you. Scroll it down. So it's supported until 2029, which is almost 5 years from today or from this year. So here are the system requirements. You need a 2 GB of RAM. 4 GB is recommended for a comfortable usage. So I'm having like a 8 GB of RAM, so there is no problem with me. So 20 GB of hard disk, 100 GB is recommended. I'm using a 60 GB of hard disk, and I'm using it on a live boot, so you need to consider that too. So the resolution you need is 1024 into 768. On lower resolution, press Alt to drag windows with the mouse if they don't fill in the screen. So I have like a 1920 into 1080, so we have no issues, and we have the requirements of the Linux Mint 22. So this new version Linux Mint contains many improvements. You can click on here. You can just scroll it down. This says they have a better language support for new technology, support for popular features, software manager, better security, matrix, Cinnamon 6.2, and other improvements. You can just go to their official website and read everything, because it's going to make a lengthy video, so I don't want to make it lengthy. And the Linux kernel you get is a 6.8 and an Ubuntu 24.04 package base. So it's supported until 2029. Until 2026, future versions of Linux Mint will be using the same packages base as Linux Mint 22. You can read everything in here if you want. So let's go to the blog. Let's scroll it down. Here are the upgrade instructions. This beta release might contain critical bugs. So I always say that you don't need to install as soon as the ISO files are released. You need to wait for at least a week or maybe 1 or 2 3 days like this. So if you have any bugs, you can save from that. So that's the reason I always say that. So if you want to still try it, if you can't wait it, you can try it on a virtual machine, so there is no problem with it. You can install it on a virtual machines. You can easily delete the virtual machine later, the virtual disk. So it's a good option to wait for a few days. So if you want to test it, you can test it on a VMware. So these are all the changes. So let's go to the downloads. You don't have anything here, so in order to download, you can go with the mirrors. Choose whatever region you want, choose whatever current country you want. I'm choosing the worldwide. Go to the testing, and you have all the desktop environments here: Cinnamon, Mat, Xfce, and all the file sizes are almost 3 GB. Or you can just directly download from here by scrolling down and choose the mirror. And you have the Cinnamon desktop. Here it is, the Cinnamon edition. You can just scroll it down and find the Mat and Xfce desktop environments. The Xfce is here, and the Mat desktop environment was there. So let's go to the terminal. Let's open the terminal and type in some of the commands. So let's check the version 1.26.1. So let me type in Xfce. Hit enter. So here you have the kernel, CPU, all the information. So let's type in Xfce-b. The desktop environment is a Mac desktop 1.26.2. Here is the distro, which is Linux Mint 22 Wilma. So here are some of the information of a network devices and graphics. I'm not going to go through all these things. It's going to make a lengthy video. So you can just pause video and read everything like a Xfce, Xorg and all those things. So let me type in Xi-F. Hit enter. So here are some of the information. Let's type in Xi-G. So here is the information. So let's type in cat:/etc/issue. Hit enter. So I accidentally touched caps lock, so let me change that. Hit enter. So it says Linux Mint 22 Wilma. So let's try neofetch. So here is the neofetch. And Xi-SV8. So you all have the distro information here. So let's close this thing. If you want, you can just type in Headstop. So Headstop is not installed. You can just copy this thing and paste it. It's going to take a few seconds and it's going to install the Headstop. So let's open the browser instead of waiting for that. Let me go back to the history and go to the official website. Let me click on what's new in Linux Mint. So you should be getting information of a separate desktop environment. So you have the Cinnamon version here. New features. Let's go to the home. Let's go to the blog. So they will release the new features of separate desktop environments, so you need to wait for that. So the main features are here and the requirements and upgrades, all that already shown. So if I have any information, I'm going to put it in the description. You don't need to worry about that. So Htop is also installed. So right now there is no such information of the desktop environments. You have only Cinnamon and others are some basic things. So better language support, which I already mentioned everything. So let me type in Htop now. So here is the Htop. Let me close that. Let's see the installation. Let's open the installer. Support for popular features. I'm going to go through all those things. So Cinnamon, you have like a Nemo action can be organized neatly thanks to the new layout editor. Other improvements. We have some wallpaper, I guess, or the backgrounds. As you can see, let's close the browser and go with the installation. So again, you get the same installer. There is no change in the installation. Same things. Choose your language, click on continue. Keyboard layout. So even it's in a beta version, it's pretty much stable. So we almost used I think like 20 minutes, I guess, from now. So everything is going good. There is no crashes or any bugs or anything we encountered. So if you want to install multimedia codecs, you can do that. It's going to take like a 30 to 40 seconds because usually it takes that much of time in even in an older version. So CPU and RAM, the memory is almost like a 1.4 GB and CPU is almost on the top because of these things, because of the installer. So here is the taskbar of internet connection, date and time. Again, everything is same. So let's get back to the installer now. It's going to have the installation type. So these are all the same things. In order to install, if you don't know the installation, you can just check out other videos of other channels where they show the installation steps. I'm not going to install this on my virtual disk because I need to make another video, so that's the reason. So you get the same things, and if you click on install now, it's going to take like a 15 to 20 minutes, depends on your PC, and you should be good with the installation. So again, I'm warning you, you need to try it on a virtual machine. So virtual machine will be can be deleted later, so that's the reason. Don't install it on your main PC, or don't install or upgrade on your main PC, working PC. That's the meaning I'm trying to say here. So let's close the installation and check out the desktop backgrounds. It should take a few seconds here. So instead of waiting for that, let's check out some of the features. About panel, you get a 1.27.1. So here we have the wallpapers. Let's go to the properties. Again, same, nothing is changed here. Let's check out the wallpapers. So you have some good wallpapers here. Maybe they added like a 12 wallpapers, I guess. I don't properly remember because I will be doing 2 videos daily. So that's the reason I don't remember what was in the older version. If you find out that it changes, do let me know in the comment section or help others. So I'm not using the Linux Mint as my main operating system, so that's the reason. And I'll be making 2 videos daily of every Linux distro, so that's the reason I don't remember anything. So here are some of the wallpapers. So these are all the wallpapers you get here. So as you can see, there is a bit of milliseconds of delay. Other than that, there is nothing while using any problem or any bugs or anything like that. Everything is working fine. So here are some of the themes. There are plenty of themes here. You can either install it on your own, you can customize fonts and the interface. So let's close that. So here is the window. So here is the file manager. Let's check out some of the features. Let's check about 1.26.3. Preference. Here is the preference. Behavior, display, list columns, preview, media and extensions. 1.26.2. Here is the file system. You can check it on your own by going to their folder. kernel, let's close this. Let's see what are the applications we get pre-installed in the Mac desktop environment. So these are all the basic applications or the softwares you get from the Mac desktop environment of Linux Mint 22. So let me open some resource consuming applications to see whether we get any bugs or anything like crashes or anything like that. So let me open some of the applications like LibreOffice, a Firefox, File Manager. On the graphics, you don't have like a GIMP, Inkscape or Blender, anything like that. So we have some basic things which doesn't consume that much of resources. We need to try to put the stress test because for the daily usage, if people some people wants to test it on if they want to use this Linux Mint as their daily operating system. So that's the reason I make this type of test. We need to put the stress on the distro whether to see it will handle these applications at once or not. So if you have like crashes or anything, it's better to wait for or you can use the older versions also. So that's the point I'm trying to mention here. Let's open some of the applications here. Rhythmbox, Celluloid, Hypnotics. Let's open the software manager, package manager. So everything is instantly opening, so that's no problem with here. Even it's in a beta version, everything is opening quickly. Graphics, Office. I think we are good with the applications. I pretty much opened most of the applications. Let's try and find some of the applications here. Administration. Let's open the update manager. Preference. So these are all the preference. Main menu. Power management. Startup applications. So I'm going to open some of the settings also. So that's the reason to make it as you can see, taskbar is completely filled. So let's go to the system monitor. So the resources are consuming like almost 2.7 GB of memory, and CPU is almost touching 75%. So there are some of the applications still to be opened, so that's the reason it's almost like a 75%, I guess. So let's go to the process. So this is all the process running right now. And here are all the resources. So there is no big delay in the using of the applications. So let's try to switch the applications and see we get any lag or any bugs or anything like that. Till now we didn't get any crashes or anything like that. Everything is running fine. So even it's in a beta version, this is pretty much good. Even it's in a good position or a stable position, you don't need to try to install it right now. So let's try to switch the applications. As you can see, there is no lag or anything. Everything is opening instantly. I'm switching the applications right in front of you. No lag or anything. Let's switch to Mozilla Firefox. Let's jump to Update Manager, LibreOffice. Everything is going good. So again, you need to remember, or you need to understand that I have like a 8 GB of RAM. So if you have like a low end PC, I don't know how it works because you need to test it on your own. So I have like a i5 1240p, so that's also a good processor and almost the latest processor. So if you have like a Pentium or any other type of low end PC, so you should test it on your own. And if you have like a 2 GB of RAM, it will be a very problem in 2024. The minimum requirement it says as a 4 GB of RAM. If you have like a 4 GB of RAM and 100 GB of hard disk, everything is will be good. So I have like a 60 GB. I don't know how it performs when we install it on the 60 GB of hard disk, because the official website says you need to have 100 GB of hard disk. So it's a good option. Stay with the minimum requirements of the Linux Mint official website. It's better option. You can run properly if you have that much of system requirements. So let's check the version and end the video here. So we have the version of 24.2.3.2. So we have still the App Store to check out. So I'm going to show that and end the video. So here is the LibreOffice version. Let me close it. Here is the update manager. Let's click OK. It's going to take a few seconds here. So here is the sound preference. Nothing changed in the sound preference. Browser already shown. Gparted. 1.5.0. Here is the update manager. So here you have all the versions. You can just scroll it down here. If you want, you can install the updates. Right now I don't want to. So here is the version. Do you want to switch to the local mirror? I don't want to. Here is the Synaptic Package Manager. Let's check the version. 0.91.3. Let's drag it here. So these are all the installed packages and installed version, latest version. So here is some of the description. You can just pause the video and read everything, or you can see whatever the installed packages are here, or you can change the playback speed to get all the information. So let me close this. Here is the startup applications. You can add it, you can show hidden. Here are the options. So here is the power management. So I have a laptop, so it should be different for you. So these are all the same things. Even if you have a desktop, laptop, everything will be same. So here are some of the web apps. You can add it right here. Type in something like a Twitter, YouTube, anything. You should be getting an icon, and you should to type the official website URL, and you should be good with the web apps. So here is the Hypnotics about 4.5. Here is the main menu. You can choose the new menu, new item, new separator, properties, delete. You can customize on your own. So let me close this. So here is the software manager. Let's check the about. So preference, you can change the preference. You can refresh the list of packages. So you get the details here and the size of the application, system package or install. Here is the Terminator app. Let's close this. Here is Thunderbird. Let's check the version of Thunderbird. So it's a Supernova 127. So here is the pictures, about pics. Here is the version you get. Already showed this. Celluloid. Matrix, you can connect to Matrix. It's an internet chat. I don't know what it is because I don't have any clue about this Matrix application. about rhythm box. So I pretty much showed everything, I guess. So here are some of the updates which I already showed. So if I forgot anything, do let me know in the comment section. I don't think I left anything here. So if I get any information of that specific desktop environment, I'm going to give the information in the description. So I showed all the basic things which a normal user needs. So if you are a pro user, you can easily get all the information on your own. You don't need anyone like me. So I showed everything for the basic user or a normal user. So if I forgot anything, do let me know in the comment section. So let's log out and see the logout screen. Before that, let's check the system resources at the end of the video. So in the beginning it was like 1 GB and right now it's 800 MB more. So these are all the processes. So I just opened some settings and some of the applications. It took 800 MB of the memory, and CPU is almost pretty much stable right now because we closed all the applications. So let me close this and let's log out and check out the logout screen. So it should take a few seconds here. There are accessibility, language, time. That's it. So you can just click on login, it will log in. You don't need to have any passwords or anything like that. So let me shut it down. So if you want other desktop environments, so I will be making videos today. So you should be good to have 2 videos today of a Linux with Mat and other desktop environment. And the another desktop environment will be available tomorrow. For you, it should be a few hours, but for me, it's tomorrow. So let me end the video here. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any topic of any other Linux distro which I didn't make anything in my channel, you can recommend in the comment section. I almost covered like a 2000 to 3000 videos of every Linux distros. So do let me know in the comment section. So let's shut it down here. Thanks for watching.